Hello, guys. Welcome. Welcome to another episode of Ripster Daily Trade Recaps and Daily Teachings. All right, guys, before we start, quick disclaimer. Anything we discuss in this video, any stocks we discuss, any trades we discuss is just purely educational and education purpose only. This is not a financial advice. We are not financial advisors. Make sure you understand that. And that being said, let's start. So let's start with the recap today, guys. Amazing day today. Amazing day in the community as well. Hopefully I see a lot of my followers had a good day as well. We were only 10% right in the community because so many setups worked. There was so much follow through. The market was good. Our system was flawless today. Our pre-market planning was flawless. So really good day, really good day. But again, it's not possible if we do not have a system. It's not possible if we do not have a discipline. So that's why I'm going to show you. Hopefully you guys can learn. I will talk about a few things. Maybe I'll do a little pep talk today. That I do a lot of that on my mic in the community. So we'll touch base on that. But before we start, let's start quick introduction to anybody who's new to our YouTube, new to our X accounts, new to our community, anybody who just doesn't really know who I am or what our system is, what is our community, or what we do. So anyways, guys, anything I show you is based upon my repeatable concepts, my repeatable teachings at high level. It's a Ripster cloud trading system that thousands of traders have been using for many years now to trade consistently, around the world. People use the system and all the concepts that we have. Everything we do is repeatable. Whatever we do is repeatable. It's not random. It's triggered by a set of scenarios. It's triggers by that. And then based upon that, we trade those setups. Setup is what you trade. System is how you trade. This is part of my four pillar methodology, where system, setup, risk, and goals. They make your 4 pillars. So make sure you have your 4 pillars before you start trading, and you need to have the big winners, small losers. Anyways, every day in the pre-market, we make a plan for the day. I make this plan live, 20 to 30 minutes. Sometimes I'm on voice, but I make this on a live screen so the traders can follow me while I make this game plan. So we have these news plays, we have earning plays, we have index stocks, we have upgrades, downgrades, and we create a support level and resistance level, which I do cover how to do across, I also cover it in my webinar, but I have some YouTube videos as well, how to make this plan. I create an initial bias. I have an initial bias based upon what I see, what I feel, the news, the levels, the charts. I make an initial plan, right? So you can pause the screen and go through all the setups and see how they worked out. We do not, trade everything. If something triggers, let's say something is triggering, and based upon that, we trade that. That's what I guide. I do try to highlight the top setups as red in the community so traders can trade it. But anything that triggers, then we follow our system or process on that. So we'll look. We'll show you. I'll show you step by step how we do that. I also share something called my day 2, day 3 setups. For example, Bull was a day 2 setup today. We had, Reddit was a day 2 setup. Hood was a day 2 setup. So we have this plan on that as well. So we trade that based upon that. The strategy I did a free webinar on, but I teach you guys every day on YouTube, every day on X. I teach you this strategy. So we have a plan for our day 2, day 3 setups. We also share some levels for the index stocks, for the Magnificent Sevens, so the traders can use the Ripster EMA Cloud and use these levels to trade SPY, QQQ, or you can trade futures. We trade futures level as well in the pre-market, which can be traded with the Ripster EMA Cloud System as well. There's a free webinar on YouTube you can watch for trading futures. We also trade crypto stocks. Today was a great day to trade crypto stocks, coin MSTR. These levels are provided to the members in the community in the pre-market. And then based upon our system, we trade that during the day. We are one of the largest trading community online. We are an educational community. We are not an alert or signal service that promises you free money on giving you alerts, but we trade with our system, and I guide my traders. Thousands of traders are on our trading floor all day, and I'm on the voice first few hours of the market open, guiding the traders through the trades, through the setups. Either I'm trading it or not, but my job is to guide my traders through all these setups. We have 3-4 option scanners which are free in the community. We have stock scanners. We have breaking news alerts. We have halt on halt alerts. We have breaking news voice. We have Ripster cloud alerts. A lot of things we have in our community. One-stop shop for the traders, family of traders to come together, trade, find opportunities in the market, help each other, and try to stay consistent in stock market. So anyways, that was a quick introduction. Let's start with a recap. So there is a lot to cover today, guys. There were so many setups which are working. You will learn how to figure out a trend, either bearish or bullish. Once you watch this video, you will learn that. Something I wanted to talk about is the traders come to me and they tell me, hey, Rip, this is not working. Every time I buy something, it dumps. I short something, it squeezes. So that's easy, right? So it's very easy to say that, but you have to figure out what's happening, right? You have to take. It's easy to say. So it's easy to say nothing works for me, right? It's very easy to say that whatever I do, it's not working. But what is hard is for you to go back to your 20 trades. If I ask you what were your last 20 setups, and if you come to me, I don't know what was my setup. I don't know. I was doing this. I was doing that. So that's not the right answer. You need to figure out what were you doing in all those 20 trades where you were losing. What was your entry? Screenshot it. Where were you taking the long? Why is it not working? It's 2 reasons it's not working. Either you don't have a system, or if you have a system, then your system is not good if you're losing 17, 16 times out of the 20. So answer yourself. Find that what is not working. Forget the money. Find the common denominator. Why every time you trade, it doesn't work. Trade with 5 shares. Trade with 10 shares. Just trade with small size. One contract. If you have a small account, your option trader under PDT, yes, it's a little more challenging for you, but then you have to even do more work, right? Go back testing, look at 200 charts, 300 charts, try to figure the things out rather than complaining that things not working or getting frustrated, because you have 2 choices in life, right? The circumstances are going to come to you. How you respond to that circumstance will define your future. If it's not working, yes, you can keep crying about it, or you can work hard to find the solution. That's the only way. I can fall down on the ground walking and I just say, oh, I fell down, I'm so sad, or you can wait for somebody to come pick you up, or you can get up, dust yourself, and keep walking. So you have to find those solutions. That's why I try to teach my traders. You can go back, watch my interviews if you want to know about my whole journey. But I see this even on a good day like this. I see traders struggling, so that hurts me watching that, right? Because you don't worry about the money, just focus on the process. And who cares? Trade with 5 shares, 10 shares for a month. See, you will be consistent. So it's all emotions. Size equal to emotions. Either you are trying to make money or you're trying to learn. You can't have the both ways. First you learn, right? Then the money will come. It's not like if you're going to compete, let's say you're going to compete, right? You train first, you train. It's not like right away you jump in competing weightlifting, you'll break your bones, you'll probably break your back. You train for a year to do that. So same thing is in trading, guys, or investing, whatever. So figure out, learn from others, watch others what they're doing, learn from them. Don't ask easy questions, discover, try to find those answers which will help you succeed. Try to build your own system, your own conviction. Forget if the traders come around, they go to one community, they lose, or they say, oh, this is not going to work. Somebody tells me, hey, that guy gives great alerts. He's posting your big P&Ls all the time. Let's go there. And those guys sign up to that another community looking for alerts. He makes a little bit money, and then one alert goes long and he loses more money. And then he cancels that subscription. He runs away to some other alert service, right? You don't do that, because the Holy Grail is inside you, like I have always said. Until you find your own accountability, trade with other communities, come to my community, join any community, right? Wherever you want to go. But have some accountability in yourself, have a confidence in yourself. There is no shortcut. And there's the work you need to put in. Everybody puts in the work, right? I don't want to spend the whole video on this pep talk, but, if you can DM me, show me your last 20 setups. Do you have screenshots? Most of traders don't even have screenshots. They have a red day, they cry, feel sad, go away. Next day, try to make money. And they make a little bit money. If they make a lot of money, even then they don't journal. They just move on to the next day, because you do not have a repetition in what you do, right? If you don't have a repetition, statistics to back what you're doing, you'll make money, you'll lose money, you'll lose a bunch of more, and you'll be just finally quit. Yeah. So if you want to get out of this vicious circle of, and this is for those people who are still struggling, if you want to get out of this vicious circle, making money, losing money, making money, losing money, just stop. Just stop. Just find something that works for you. Take few months to figure things out. Forget money, right? Don't try to make money on those few months. Just even if you make $20 in that month, that's fine. I just want to see that you make 20 good trades, even if you make $20. It might sound like funny because, we are in the stock market, everybody wants to make money, but that's not how it works. I didn't really plan a big pep talk today, but I saw some DMs, so I was a little disturbed that traders are still struggling when they don't have to. You don't have to lose 20,000, so much money just to learn. Yes, you lose and learn. The losers teach you. I've lost so much money, hundreds of thousands of dollars of money, those who know my history when I started. But it's about learning with the discipline and focusing on your longevity. And everybody says that. I know everybody says that, but everybody doesn't tell you how to do it. I'm telling you how to do it. Show yourself that you can do a consistent 20, 30 trades with a negligible amount. Do not trade anything randomly. Do not trade anything with gut feeling. Do not trade anything what somebody tells you on Twitter. Do something where you have statistic to prove that it's going to work. Like I show you every day in these recaps. Statistics tell us that our system works. When it doesn't work, we lose. We will lose, right? But now if you're not using the system properly, you will still lose. I can give the same system to two traders. One trader will be successful. Other traders will still be unsuccessful with the same system, right? But if 70% of the traders are successful with the system and 30% are not, then that means that 30% of traders are doing something wrong that they need to fix. It's easy to ask the questions, oh, it's not working for me. Where do I buy on the Ripster cloud? Where do I do that, do this? I'm not going to answer that. You have to find out, because when you ask the question and somebody gives you an easy answer, you will forget it next day. But when you put your 110% in and try to find out those answers, they will live with you lifelong, right? So anyways, I need to start the recap. Some of you might be bored listening to this pep talk. I do this all the time with my traders in the community, because I don't want everybody to go through the pains I have gone through. Learn from me. I have seen highs and lows. I have probably lost the most amount of money in a day anybody on Finex would ever had. I don't like to talk about make money. Made money, that's fine. Make money, lose money. Doesn't matter at the end of the day. If you are not learning and not improving. Life is long. Life is long. Just 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 1 year doesn't really matter. It's a full life ahead of you. What matters is, are you not doing those mistakes anymore? Are you taking 1 step ahead and 2 steps back, or you are just taking 3 steps ahead and 1 step back? So decide what you want to do. Get out of this vicious circle. Do not do easy, do hard. Because like I tweeted today, easy will keep you average. Asking easy questions, looking for easy alerts, looking for easy answers. You will only be average. Now hard will take you to greatness, to success. Finding answers is hard. Going through your trades and setups is hard. Going through thousands of charts is hard. Spending hours and hours studying and is hard. Doing the trades where you will not make any money because you're just making the trades to find your edge, it's hard. Because you have to tell your mind is going to tell you, hey, dude, you're not making any money. But you have to tell your mind to shut up because you are trying to figure things out first. So don't do easy, do hard, and you'll be successful. Let's start with a recap. All right, guys, let's start with, I'm going to go quickly today through the recap. So let's start with the QQQ, what was the market doing today? So let's look at the market. I think ADP data was there. That was a good, definitely there was a good data. So market is holding the all-time highs. QQQ is holding all-time highs. Let's go back and see our planning and how we traded it all day. Let's go back on our QQ chart. Why am I talking about QQ today? I will tell you in a minute. You will see the difference in SPY and QQQ. Why did I focus on QQQ? Although both the trade longs were pretty good longs. So let's take a look at our pre-market planning here. The planning on the pre-market on SPY QQQ was simple. Use VIX levels 1710, 1740, 1750. Those are your levels to use. Short the market if VIX breaks out of those levels. Long if VIX breaks down of those levels, right? Watch the MTF setups, MTF setups. You see that? I already mentioned MTF setups on SPY QQQ. Amateur plus 10 AM moves. Look carefully. 10 AM move, MTF and VIX. Those three concepts I told everybody to watch. Before I go further, let me show you what VIX did. You just heard what was the plan. The VIX, what did VIX do? Since morning, only thing it did was break down under those levels that I just mentioned, right? So it faded all day. So it's clear. If you simply longed, once VIX broke that 1710, 1720, 1730 level, you made money by end of the day, right? Repeatable system. All you had to do was hold. Now, how could you do that with VIX? So you had these 512 curls right here, you long here, or you had a 10 AM breakout. Remember, I said 10 AM, and you had the MTF breakout. Now, you figure out the stops and all that. I teach you every day, but I'm showing you the system works, not hindsight, not BS, and I'll show you my timestamp guidance as well. So anyways, QQQ started before MTF, 512 call, pushed all day long, the 548 calls, 100% on the calls for traders. SPY was an MTF bounce, little slow, so we focused on QQQ. Better range today, traded 70% ATR. So anyways, 948, I told the traders MTF test, so far calls. This was our calls, this was the MTF test. Then I told the traders a 10 AM MTF breakout. That means you can long the breakout. You're long here 547 area, 4750. Your stops are right under this area or under 512s. You would probably have to risk almost 70, 80 cents on that long. And then you just follow the process. Just follow the system. VIX is fading, so you know you have no reason to worry about anything else. And you just follow, and I just keep updating the stops. You say my target I gave was 550 on QQQs. You see my target on 550, 50 on QQQs. I also gave a SPY target of should be here somewhere. I gave the SPY target as well. I told the traders to hold it, but as you see, the QQQ, the biggest move was right into the yesterday highs. You see that? Right into the yesterday highs, and SPY actually broke out of the yesterday highs, right? So great trades, right? You could trade NASDAQ futures, you could trade SPY futures, and that's why most of our traders were just to trade QQQ, NASDAQ futures, SPY futures. There was long today, right? There's a reason that only 10% were red. In the morning, this first hour, everybody was green because the simple setup right in front of you. I show you as every day. So anyways, SPY QQQ, beautiful trade in the community for everyone. A really, really nice long winner for everyone in the community. Let's go to the next one. So next one we're going to discuss is Apple. Let's take a look at Apple. What was Apple doing today? Let's take a look. Let's take a look on Apple. We have a lot to discuss, so I'm going to go a little fast today here. Let's look at Apple. Let's go to our pre-market planning here. Then we'll take a look at the pre-market planning. The pre-market planning, only long if 209 holds. Watch with the market. No go under that. No go under 209. So what was the news? News was Apple was upgraded by Jefferies. Not a tier 1, maybe a tier 2, tier 3, but usually it helps, right? So anyways, so Jefferies upgrade. Right away in the opening morning, it was not a long. But at 9:38, 9:37, 9:39, I saw the swipe over the clouds. I gave the traders long, 512 call longs versus 209 means that's your risk. So your stops are at 209. You long right here at 210. That's fine. And you take it all the way to 213 and your calls return pretty nicely. And there was some unusual flow activity as well. The target I gave right in the morning was 213. If you see, I gave that target very early on 213 and then we hit that target by 10 a.m. So it was basically a morning 10 a.m. trades. So we did sell a lot of 60% there. It pulled back. It failed to break out of this flag. So we exited right here at the 512s. Now, Apple did give you another repeatable setup right here. You see this curl, 512 curl. It's a repeatable 3450 setup that I teach you every day, part of my webinars and my PowerPoints. We talk about it all the time. Once you see this curl with the trend line, that's when you want to elongate. Your stops under 34.50. You'd make another couple of bucks there on Apple. Beautiful, beautiful trade. Let's go to the next one. All right, so the next one we're going to discuss is Tesla. So what's special about Tesla today? The best thing about Tesla today was we waited for the right entry. We waited for the right entry. So let's go back, take a look at the plan. So Tesla, China production, the sales increasing, quarterly deliveries fall, but production numbers increase. So big move in the pre-market. So we had to plan. So it was a big move in the pre-market, only long the pullback. I said only long the pullback. Cautious chasing away from the risk, bullish bias, amateur move, right? So as soon as it started to push, I said no, do not buy. Second candle, no, do not buy. Third candle, no, do not buy. Now you could buy this 34.50 bounce, but yeah, unless you have a limit order here, you know, I think I gave this was the support, right? This was the support area. Could definitely buy that. You can definitely buy that dip and your stops under the cloud. Once you see the swipe up, you could get a good entry at 306.40. Still not bad. You would have to risk like $1 or a couple of dollars there. But I gave the entry to everyone when we started to curl. So I said 34.50 bounce, the curls versus 306.90. So the long was right here over 308 and the stops were almost $1.30, $1.40. The target I gave was MTF clouds. So, you know, we pushed really nicely from there into the 34, into our daily MTF clouds. So that 315 was my first target. We hit our 315 target. Then we hit our MTF 316. So you see that you made, you know, almost $7, $8, risking $1.50. Good risk reward. Options gave you 50, 60%, maybe a little more. And after that, it just held, chop up, you know, it just, there was no move, right? So most of the money was made in the first hour, like I said. And after that, it was just a sideways consolidation. High watch tomorrow for a day 2. If it breaks over 316 and 317, holds that clear level to long Tesla today. So, all right, that was the recap Tesla. Pre-market planning, live guidance, no BS, the setup's right in front of you. I haven't tweeted about it, but the important thing was not to buy here. If you bought right at the open, you lost. You lost $1, you lost $2, you lost $3, you lost $4. You lost almost $6 if you just bought here and stopped out here. Those who don't have system, we have a system. We know where our entry is. That's what we got. All right, so let's look at the next one. Next one we're going to discuss is STZ. STZ is the Constellation brand. What do? They make beer, the drinks, Corona, Modelo. You know, so we are going to party today. So we are going to get our 6 packs tomorrow because we made a money with STZ, right? Why is that? Repeatable setup. Anyways, earning play. Highlighted is a red. 165 support, 168 resistance. No trend yet. Bullish bias over MTF and yesterday highs. So that was our bullish bias over yesterday highs, right? So this was a yesterday highs. So as soon as pushes, we know it's bullish. You wait for the pullback, add the pullback long. It did give us some hard time in this area, but you need to use this support. You need to use the resistance from yesterday highs as a support to manage your trades. So STZ, was along this morning, voice guidance, and I gave the target to the MTF. You can go back, look at the screen in the pre-market planning, and I gave the flag break as well. And once you flag break, you keep moving your stops up. Beautiful trade on STZ today. You can look my guidance here as well. And this was pretty fire setup for a lot of traders today, and really did well. I think this kind of dump kind of chop popped out few people, but you need to get back on the reclaim, right? So this was a 512 bounce. This was a reclaim. And then this was the target, right? So STZ, those targets. So even if you miss the morning, you could take a 170, take it to 174, 175. You could make $4 or $5, risking $1, $1. So remember this, pushed over yesterday highs, held 512s, and pushed. If you size small, you can manage these trades. What happens is the traders try to size too big, take a bunch of the options, they pull back, they lose a lot of money, they cut under here, they don't have anything left to trade again, and the stock still runs, but they, because of their sizing and mismanagement, they are still red. So don't do that. That's called a stupid red. Don't be stupid red. All right, so next one we're going to talk about is Circle. What was Circle? Circle was our MTF cloud short. Short right here. I was on the voice. I told the traders to short it right at the open. I gave the risk of 188, and you see that. You see this pop rejections short, pop rejections fail. I did tell the traders that 177 is a big support. So you see that's where it was trying to bounce right here, 177. But it was an easy all-day short. IV has died down a little bit on this. The ATR is a little lower, but you could easily make a decent amount on the option puts, options, or the share short. But the key thing to remember here is it was an MTF short, right? See the probability of things working. I show you so many times. Yes, sometimes it doesn't work. It could squeeze up and we will lose. That's fine. But when we lose a couple of points. When we make 5-6 points. So that's your key to these setups. All right, so let's talk about coin and MSTR. So what was happening on coin and MSTR? They were exactly the same setup, guys. They were exactly the same setup. So coin has been trading under 1 hour MTFs, few days, right? Break under MTF, reject 1 hour MTF. Today it pushed over the 1 hour MTF. Initially it was choppy. The traders asked me, what do you think about it? I said, do not touch it because I don't want to touch it here, right? Yes, I can touch it here and here. That's when I posted the breakout. I said it's going into trend from the chop. Let's look at our pre-market planning. Coin levels were 340, 342. So those were two levels on coin to break out long. And you see once they pushed over those 342 levels, it held, and then it broke over that 344 level from the pre-market high. So anyways, also the Bitcoin was strong. I told the traders to hold it. Risk is 347, 348 on the breakout. Once we saw this breakout, that was your risk of 347. Even you could trade that breakout right here, this one. This was a flag breakout. You could trade that and take it all the way, hold it with the 512 clouds. Let's look at MSTR. MSTR was another one. The traders had pretty good day on MSTR. This was the MTF breakout. 400 was the target. I did send out alerts on the MTF pushes. You see, you could take it long here. There was a lot of option flow, and we exited finally. So it was good. Both these setups were really good. But these were midday setups. Most of our traders, we had already had a good day in the morning, but MSTR and coin were your midday MTF cloud setups. I'm not going to spend too much time on your entries and all that. You can watch thousands of other YouTube videos, but I want to point out why today was such a good day. We had a consistent setups, right? So that's what I'm trying to show you. You don't have to trade anything focused. There's some traders in my community, they just trade coin and MSTR or MSTR. They don't trade anything. If there's no trade on MSTR, they never trade it. But then they trade it, they hold it. Like Kevin in our community, take it all the way higher, to the beautiful move on coin and MSTR MTF longs today. All right, so let's talk about Hood. I was busy in the Apple today, so I couldn't put out the alerts right in the trading floor, but I did tell the traders that Hood is a day to setup. Let me show you. So I put Hood as one of the top day to setups. I made it red. You can see that Hood 90, 10, 92, 55. So you see that, right? It's bouncing from MTF once, twice, and thrice. You know that you can risk the MTF when you see the 512 push, then it's pushing over. See, these things I don't need to tell my traders. I don't even need to tell to a lot of you who might not be in the community, but you follow my teachings, right? So that's how people are making money. People make money with their own conviction in our community, or those who learn from me. Hood was just amazing for everyone. Yes, I guided them later after the 10 a.m. flag breakout. You see the flag break here. This is the flag break. This is a 10 a.m. repeatable setup. This is your flag break. And this is a 10 a.m. repeatable setup. And your target is 99. We hit 99. Then the calls were coming in. 100 flow. Then you hit 100. Even it hit 101, 22. All I tell my traders is to not cut. Do not pike. Hold it. You cut here. You don't cut. You take profits on the way. You add here on the calls. And, see, I gave the 99 target. I gave the 100 target. Went over the 100. I told the trader it's holding well. So you hold it. I wanted to swing it if it closed over 100, but it did not close over the 100. So did not end up swinging it. We'll see what happens tomorrow. We can still squeeze over 100 Lotto Thursday because the options expired tomorrow. But this was the setup, guys. MTF day too long on Hood. All right, so next one we're going to quickly look. We got to go a little fast here. Was Reddit. So what was Reddit again? Reddit again was, guys, it was again our day too long. So I posted as number 3 on our day too long setup. You can see that Reddit was day too long versus 50-55. Oh, sorry, with MTF and 150. So you see that Reddit. Once it started to push, I told the traders that it's going to keep going. You have to hold your targets for the MTF, and we did push. We did push higher in the community on that.
Again, how did I know it's going to work? Because it's our day 2 setup. That's why I had to put it at number 3. I know it's going to work because it's on a breakout trend. It's a strong trend, and it's breaking out yesterday's highs and previous day's highs. So really, the traders really did good, and I guided them to the targets to one. My final target was 165, and we did hit a little bit here. So you see, I've been guiding since the morning. We can still push more. We hit 160, 100% ATR merit, and then we finally hit close to the 165, and then pull it back. Yes, so Tony did really good on Reddit. A lot of traders really actually killed Reddit. J-Rock was on Reddit for 165. Yeah, we hit 45 cents short. Govind did good. Really nice setups there. Yeah, Reddit, Apple, yeah, all of those. Taiwan Sammy was pretty good. Let's see if I can show you what Taiwan Sammy did. Looks like Tony killed all those. So Taiwan Sammy was also long. You remember the QQQ, what was strong today? You have to know what was strong. Sammys were strong. They dumped yesterday, but today the Sammys were strong. Taiwan Sammy was strong. NVIDIA was strong. Beautiful setups. The morning calls, right? It's such a beautiful setup. These are the things that I try to focus on in the morning. What are the strong sectors? What sectors are really that can push, right? The Taiwan Sammy was strong. NVIDIA was strong. All these names were solid, right? The 512 trend, Taiwan Sammy. I told the traders, do not cut as long as the 512 holds. You have no reason to cut, right? So those were the setups. That's why it was just such a good day. You just need to find one setup, guys. Taiwan Sammy was again the MTF long. NVIDIA was a 10 a.m. flag breakout on MTF long. There was just so much today. You didn't really need to trade everything. My trade main was Apple. You don't need to trade 100 of things. Just stick with something that you like. Trade that. All right, so next one we're going to look at is CAVA. So let's look at CAVA. So CAVA was over day 2 long. Didn't really pay us well like I wanted to. So it was a day 2 setup on CAVA. That was our pre-market planning. The daily chart's pretty good. It was a long right out of the gate. That's what I guided the traders long on CAVA. Day 2 long, right at the open, pull back, 85 ads. It did push to 86.75, but then it dumped and we had to stop out. So, we had to stop out, and because we move our stops break even, as we higher, we get out without significant loss. But 2 days in the row, CAVA has done that. Break the 512s flush, break the 512s flush to the MTF, bounce from the MTF. We'll be watching it tomorrow again. We don't want to see it breaking the 1 hour clouds. Otherwise, there's going to be a problem, right? So if it pushes again, we'll see. But I still like it at a bigger picture level if it pulls back for a swing as well. All right, so next one we're going to look at is Netflix. So let's see what was happening on Netflix. Netflix was a short today, all day long. I told the traders, do not trade it long. Do not trade it long. It was just simply a short. I can show my pre-market planning. Here was my pre-market planning on Netflix, right? Only long if 1300 holds, no go under. Short under 1296. Short under 1296. You can read the news. So short under 1296. So why was it a beautiful short? Because it never reclaimed 1300. You short it right out of the gate, right? You have a defined risk at 1300 and you could short it all day long, all day long. So beautiful trade. Actually, somebody asked me, can we Deborah just doubled her puts on Netflix, and Colleen was asking me long. I said, no long, be careful, right? She asked me if it was a long. I told her no. After I told her, it dumped from 1290 all the way to 1271, right? So those are the setups, guys, you have to watch. Understand the trend. Where is the trend? Do not just blindly long, all right? So next one we're going to look at is Oracle. Let's look at Oracle. So Oracle was, all credit goes to the community. It was not really my guidance, but it was a day 3 setup. It was our day 3 setup. Why was it a day 3 setup? Because the day 1, big news. Day 2, pop and drop. Day 3, right from the MTF clouds, guys, right from the MTF clouds. Look at this. Look at the traders. I'm so proud of traders. There are so many smart traders in the community, and even a lot of you guys who follow me. I mean, I love to see this. Nothing warms my heart more than I see. Look at Crowfish. He talked about the MTF call, day 3. All my concepts, Matty D, Curl, Vijay mentioned the MTF call, Mikshu, a great trader in the community, he mentioned the MTF bounce, Krish mentioned the pre-market breakout, right? Drog was long, Nikhil, Vijay. So everybody was wrong. This was early in the morning, and Oracle kept on running. breaking out yesterday highs, you don't need to cut. Breaking out of 2 days, highs later in the day, you cut here when the finally 512 broke. And this was a day 3 setup. And remember, they have ex-dividend date on July 20th. Oh, sorry, July 10th. That's why that runs. So, so we have to watch that. All right, let's talk next one. Next one we're going to discuss is Bull. Let's look at Bull. What was the plan on Bull for our community today? So this was a guidance by tape on Bull. So Bull was, let's take a look here. Bull was our day 2 setup. One of the top day 2 setups. So Bull was a day 2 setup, MTF support, and the daily chart is nice. The tape came in and he showed this 1 hour, 4-hour flag on it. So let me show you that. So let's take a look on Bull. Daily chart is nice. Here you go. So you see that this was a 4-hour flag that Bull was forming. So that's why the traders longed it over the MTFs, 512 calls all day long. This was the pre-market planning. So anyways, guys, don't be disappointed if you're not getting there. You will get it. Just focus on the setups. I show you every day. Hopefully you learn. You will find consistency. Believe in yourself. Take care. Bye-bye.